All right. So last night, Mark and I had a real estate and ChatGPT webinar that we got to share just how real estate agents can practically apply ChatGPT to their real estate business and free webinar. We do have two other opportunities to view it, February the 21st and February the 24th. On the 21st, it's going to be at noon. Central Standard. And then on the 24th, it'll be at 3 p.m. Central Standard. Our goal with that was just to make sure that we give lots of opportunities for real estate agents to tune in. But that's not the reason I'm doing this video. The reason is while we were in this webinar, we were showing some examples of how ChatGPT can be plugged through our core strategies. That's conversions, operations, retentions, and experiences. The core strategies are the core four elements that you need in your real estate business to make sure that your technology is working for you so that you can drive that world-class client experience. Something we talk about all in our book. You can find it on Amazon if you're interested. But we were diving into this, and it was funny because Mark kind of got off on this tangent, and I want to circle back to it because he brought it up and now I'm just seeing it everywhere. It's going to be on the YouTube videos that you've been finding. So this is your Workflow Secrets exclusive on why most of the ChatGPT YouTubers out there are just setting you up for failure in real estate. And I want you guys to just, be with me for a second. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I am saying that this is something we're observing. And you're just being led astray. So if you found this video, if you've been hearing this advice, comment down below, like the video, share with your friends who are also diving into ChatGPT. But if not, pull out a pen and paper and let's dive into ChatGPT. So this right here is actually, we had a ChatGPT tab pulled up last night. And so Mark started off, and the scheduled content that he was teaching was talking about how as a real estate agent, you could ask GPT to create a list of 100 niches, and then you can start picking them. Well, that is how then you could start to decide if you're maybe a newer agent or looking to explore a different niche within real estate, some options. Now, he said 100. We stopped it at 34 or whatever, but just look at all those. Those are some pretty good ones. And then from there, luxury real estate was the one he picked up on. And we started diving into some key phrases that you can use. So create a list of attention grabbing lead magnet ideas. And he talks all about these lead magnet ideas and how you could kind of run with them. You could create content for a PDF that is titled, and he grabs one of those lead magnets and it helps create out all of this stuff. Now, that is kind of the content, and I'm not going to keep just harping on what we talked about in the webinar. You should sign up to attend. You can go to workflowsecrets.info/RE-GPT. I'll throw the link down in the comments, but come on, sign up to attend. It's a free webinar. Heck yeah. But what I really wanted to focus on, so I'm just going to kind of scroll all the way down. We're sharing some things. Now, what we are seeing right now is people are talking about building out property descriptions using ChatGPT, and they're not using discernment, my own personal power phrase, and they're not seeding information correctly. They're not being good prompt engineers. These are all like the vocab words that hopefully at this point you've started to kind of figure out on. And if not, I've got lots of videos and you can learn all about what seeding is. But a prompt engineer is the person who is building out these GPT prompts, and we're engineering how GPT is interacting with us, right? So maybe this is something that you're doing. Maybe this is something that you've been advised to do. And you just say something like, create a property description, and then you give an address. Now, what ChatGPT will do is it'll go, sure, here's a property description, and it'll give you this luxurious property description. But the thing that I know that you maybe don't know about this 4190 is that the property description that it gave is just completely inaccurate. Now, this is where we talk about ChatGPT can and sometimes is wrong. And when it's wrong spectacularly. Not only does this property not sit on 5 acres, but it's also not a 4-bed, 3-bath. and it doesn't have 3,500 square feet. So cool, now we have a property description that is absolutely useless. Did you publish it? Did you throw it on there? Did you use discernment and realize what just happened? This is why you as the real estate agent have to be the one who's the expert, right? So how can we take this? How could we have shifted it around? How could we have applied this a little differently? Well, this is how we need to make sure that we're engineering these prompts properly. So Mark then came back and said, create a verbose, which is a fancy word for in-depth, create a verbose 3-paragraph property description in long form text. That's another power phrase that we can use in ChatGPT to get it to spit out longer content, right? Long form text that highlights the features of the home description below. And below is just telling it, hey, I'm going to list some stuff out below this. Include a bullet pointed list and highlighted information and summarize why it would be a good property. And then, so what he does is he gives an address, where it's at, the state, price. Then he also includes number of beds, number of baths, garages, lot size, stuff that you could probably pull from a property listing. Maybe it's on the internet at one of the big 5, or maybe it's just in your MLS, right? This is information you as a real estate agent can easily gain access to and provide. Now, what we're using ChatGPT for is for it to build out the description a little bit more eloquently, right? Now, again, we're not just going to copy paste this. We're going to use it as a baseline, and we're going to kind of iterate and make sure that we're using discernment, right? So we've given it this listing now. Now it's going to start creating this. And guess what? This time it is more accurate. It knew that we had 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths because we told it that. And then it starts to build this out. Now, perhaps they don't actually have a gourmet kitchen in a that is a chef's dream. Perhaps they don't have high-end appliances. I don't know. That's where you as the real estate agent can help tune this. Now, what we could have done from here is said, oh, this property description is great, but it doesn't actually have those high-end appliances. And then you would have ChatGPT rewrite that so that it accommodates what you do and do not want to be featuring, right? So now we're all on the same page. Now, while we were talking, one of the agents that was on the webinar last night goes, wait a second, that's still pretty wordy. Some of my MLS content has word caps. Think of even Twitter has word caps, right? And then it's like 250 characters, something like that. So Mark goes, oh, that's a good point. Most of them word cap at 450 words. So now we can ask ChatGPT to rewrite this using less than 450 words. Now, there are some other things that we could be doing. This is just how we chose to write this prompt. Another way to write it could have been TLDR, which is like Reddit terms for too long, didn't read. And ChatGPT is like queued up with that. Or another really fun one, if we wanted to just go 3 levels deeper, you could go by grade level. Most people read at an 8th grade to 9th grade reading level. So you could say, write this in an 8th grade reading level comprehension with 450 words. Again, we're giving it good prompts. Now, the last thing that you could do if you just wanted to like blow this out of the water and make it super simple would be to use the explain like I'm 5 model. Again, that's another Reddit thing. But you can ask ChatGPT to write this like you were writing it for a 5-year-old. And again, it's just how complex you want it to be, some different options that you could have. And it's going to be able to do it. For this specific one, Mark said use less than 450 words and boom, spits it out. Now, again, take this, apply discernment. We don't just throw it live, but those are some really cool things we can do. After that, we talked about how you could take the content that it just generated for you and you could create Facebook posts for this property. Now, from there, it's going to spit out, 5 examples. That's what we asked for. And Mark goes, I really wish it would have had hashtags. So we could add in hashtags. I talked about this the other day, but you could also have it write those with the, write these 5 Facebook posts as Gary Vaynerchuk, with the goal of helping insert target here, new home buyers feel empowered to click through my ad. Cool. It's going to give us options. Options is the key. Now from there, discernment, reiterating, applying. We don't just cut and paste, but we are now moving with speed. And I just think that this is something really cool that I was able to pick up personally from Mark on the webinar last night. And like I said, I've been experiencing this just across some of the different ChatGPT content is people are being terrible prompt engineers, right? So I would empower you as a real estate agent, make sure that you're being a good prompt engineer. Make sure that when you are providing that content, I'm going to share the screen back. When you're providing the content, give it good input so that the output that you receive can be even better. And at the end of the day, that's the key to utilizing ChatGPT. So that's what I've learned over this last one. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this little mini rant. If you would like to attend the webinar and you're finding this and you're like, oh, well, shoot, February the 21st is not passed. Or you're like, February 24th is a couple days from now. We would love to have you on the webinar. It's I'm going to throw the link down in the link in the description below, if I could talk. And if you're just like good with memory, workflowsecrets.info/RE-GPT. And all you have to do is sign up with your email address so that we can send you a little bit of information about where the Zoom room is and what time and all of the good stuff. But noon on the 21st, that's Central Standard, 3 p.m. on the 24th, we would be honored to have you. If not, then we're going to be having a multi-day event, but you really do need to go to this webinar. It's a free webinar. So what do you have to lose? We are also sending out replays, but the webinar is going to give you the foundational knowledge. It's going to teach you all about OpenAI. It's going to teach you all about ChatGPT and seeding and prompt engineering and discernment. And once you have all of those basics down, we dive into the core strategies. We focus a lot on conversions, but we're just going to be building. And that multi-day event is going to give an opportunity for us to look at how you can tactically apply. Now that we understand what ChatGPT is, how do I tactically apply it with stuff like this? And some even cooler stuff where we just dive really deep. But we'd love to have you. Let me know. Is this something that you are experiencing in the content that you're observing? Was this helpful? What are you working on in ChatGPT? How is it impacting your real estate business? And other than that, like, subscribe. I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep sharing. Come along on this journey with me, and we will see you guys very soon.